Hello, everybody. It is Championship review time, round number 40. We are right now in the run-in back from the international break. First round of games gone. Plenty of stories to talk about. They are ticking along the bottom as ever. We will cover each and every game, every goal, every team. We want your comments in. That is the order we are going to be going in. Hello to everyone in the chat. I'm going to get straight in to the Championship results for round 40, and then we are going to head into our review. So just get ready with comments on QPR 0, Fulham 2. That is where we're going first. But here are our results. Friday night, Hull 0, Huddersfield 1, Blackpool 1, Forest 4. One of three teams to score for this weekend. One of three away teams to score for this weekend. Excuse me, that was the early kickoff. The big relegation game. Barnsley 1, Reading 1. We predicted it. Bournemouth 3, Bristol City 2 on March. Bournemouth in second. The Welsh derby ended Cardiff 0, Swansea 4. My goodness. Coventry 2, Blackburn 2. Another late goal for Coventry at the CBS. Derby 1, Preston 0. They keep fanning those, the embers of this season. Derby, Luton 2, Millwall 2, Peterborough 0, Middlesbrough 4. That's a team with a bad away record as well. Impressive. QPR 0, Fulham 2. They're probably 2 wins away from everything being shored up. Now, Stoke 1, Sheffield United 0. Sheffield United may be our big losers of the round. They dropped a few places this round. And this afternoon, Birmingham 1, West Brom 0. Can we scratch off West Brom now? Are they on the beach? We will get into it all as we go. Right, straight in there. We're going to go to QPR 0, Fulham 2. Get your comments in on this one. Look, were QPR a bit of a lame duck? They've been in really bad form, haven't they? Fulham come back straight back into it, and it's a double for Mitrovic, who is now up to 37 goals for the season. Fulham have 8 games to play. Is he going to get up to that? Well, what did Whittingham get? 42. He's only 5 off equaling it, 6 off beating it. Now, beautiful, quick movement inside the box for the first one. Carvalho's a brilliant player, isn't he? Sticks it across, and that's the way. I mean, always with Fulham goals, look how many attacking players there are in the picture. They just go for it, don't they? I'm sure we'll get a few comments on the nature of this penalty at the end. Was the arm in the unnatural position? I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because the ball comes straight at it. The arm doesn't need to come up. But is he making the body any bigger, the old silhouette? I'll pass on that one and leave that one over to the chat. Mitrovic gets 2. Fulham win again. Lots of rumours last night about Mark Warburton and QPR. Look at all the red on QPR since basically the end of January. They have been on a horrible run, Rangers, haven't they? So they're now down on 59 in 9th place. It is still super tight. Obviously, the trend is going only in one direction for QPR, but, and it needs to be said because it's true, were they to win 3 games in 4 in the next 4 games, for example, they would be at game number 44 then, or they would have played 43, and they could be on 68 points, which could still get them close. So there's a lot of traffic, but yeah, lots to talk about in terms of QPR. Fulham, 80 points. Now, honestly, I think if Fulham won one more game and didn't turn up for any others and took 0 points, I'm not seeing 2 teams getting above 83 points. So Fulham are pretty much up, but we've said that for the longest time. How many goals are they going to score? Jason, Fulham unstoppable. Mitrovic possibly getting more than 42. The numbers say that's going to happen, don't they? Glenn, riddled with COVID, you make me feel better. Get well soon, Glenn. What on earth? Who's that? What's his name? Danny DeVito in the picture, is it? Fulham didn't need to get out of 3rd gear yesterday. No, absolutely not. My rules, penalty or not, QPR won't coming into the game. No, it was fairly late into the game. I do agree with that one as well. James, QPR possibly sacking Warburton. I would agree with James. I would find that a bit harsh, but you never know what's going on. And it hasn't happened yet, has it? So there we go. We will see what goes on there. Let's keep going here quickly. Fulham, 100 league goals. Yeah, that looks on. I don't think they'll get over 100 points, I have to say. QPR so inconsistent. At the same time, did anyone expect them to get... I did expect them to get playoffs before the season. I have to say I did tip them for that, William. What do I think about the officiating in the Cubic? Well, I didn't watch the game. I can talk about the penalty, but let me know what you think in the chat. Harsh penalty in Damien's opinion as well. Is what it is. I'm sure all the Fulham fans, and I don't like this argument, will come back and talk about that penalty that got given against them. It doesn't solve the problem that referees need help, does it? Against Barnsley, was it? But there you go. Let's move on and talk about Bournemouth, who are still hot favourites for that second place. And they beat Bristol City 3-2. Get your comments in. It was Bournemouth 3, Bristol City 2 at the Vitality. And a bit of a scare in this one. Bristol City taking the lead early on. Look at that for a climb. Number 5, Rob Atkinson. I think that was about 4 minutes in. Got us all very excited in the Saturday Super Stream. But Bournemouth did the job, and they are doing the job. I think there's a disparity between lots of opinions on Bournemouth. If you actually look at all the results, there's one really bad 8-game run in the middle of the season for Bournemouth. Rest of the season's very good. Very, very good indeed. And they're getting the job done. That one is poked in. Dom Solanke, 24th goal of the season. Jordan Zamira, he's been great, hasn't he? The left back with the assist. So important they scored before half-time because then they can go ahead and do this. I'm not sure about the keeper on this one. It's a long, long way out for Kirk. I think it kind of bounces and goes. Keeper do better then. Maybe I'm being harsh. You'll let me know in the chat if I am, I'm sure. Here is... number 3 to make it 3-1. It's a really good goal, this actually, by Shariki Dembele, who we thought of all the signings in January might be the lesser sort of played one, but he tiptoes his way in. They can't tackle him when he's in the box there, can they? Well, I can tackle him, but they're too scared of fouling him, and Dembele sticks in. That might be one to think for your goal of the round as well, Dembele there. Really nice goal. Vyman, where would Bristol City be without him? He gets a consolation. Watch that one back if you get a minute. It's a brilliantly timed run by Vyman, but unfortunately, too little too late for him. And he's been on the score sheet many, many times this season. But yes, not enough to push Bristol City up that table. They remain in 19th there, 44 points. They're on the beach. They score quite a lot. They concede quite a lot. Where's it all going? You'll tell me in the chat. Bournemouth 72 now. They have still got 9 games to play. If Bournemouth were to even score 1 point per game, they will finish on 81 points. Look at even Huddersfield. If Huddersfield win 5 and draw 1 of their last games, they finish on 82 points. What we're saying, and it hasn't changed because, look at that Bournemouth form for the last 5 games. 11 points. Bournemouth are doing what they need to. And again, 40 points in the first 17 games for Bournemouth. It was always going to be the case that they'd made life very cushy for themselves, and they are doing the business, aren't they? Let's have a look in here. Lewis, almost there. Agreed, mate. Typical crazy Bristol City game. Agreed, yeah. Good performance, Lewis Cook. Yeah, that's true, Mark. It's good to see Lewis Cook get a long-term injury. I think in previous seasons, Bournemouth would struggle to get automatics. Can't see anyone catching them. So hard to disagree with, well, certainly with the second bit of that in terms of anyone catching them. Mid-table team versus promotion team. Bournemouth looking strong to go up now. Maxi, Bournemouth been on fire. 3-2 flattered Bristol City. What else we got? Bournemouth always just get over the line. How long can they keep that up? I mean, do they almost just... Again, I would go back and look at they've basically had one run this season. I think they scored 9 points in 8 games. The rest of the season, they've been really good value in terms of points output. I know people kind of look at the eye test and measure it against the output, but hey, is what it is. Right, let's move on. And yeah, you're right, Fusion. It is actually time, it says on my running order, for a like spike. If you're watching the review show right now, I would love you to hit the like button. See if you can give us a like spike. We've got 22 likes at the moment. It's a little bit of fun here doing the like spike, but it does seriously help us and the channel move up the rankings. If you hit like, everything gets recommended to other people. Can you get us up to 50 likes? Immediately, you just jumped up to 30. So thank you all for your support. Do hit that like button and help the channel. And we're going to move on to the Friday night game. Hull 0, Huddersfield 1. Get your comments in on this one. And Huddersfield, muscle memory, a team expecting to win. They went for it at the end of the game and they got the win. I think they deserved it from what I saw. You'll let me know if you feel differently in the comments. How late was the goal, guys, by Toffolo? Oh, sorry, of course, red card. So they were playing against 10 in terms of really going for it. 79, Harry Toffolo. I should have a penalty about a few minutes before this one. I think the ref got in a bit of a muddle. Is that referee Simpson? Looks like it. Anyway, set play goes in, header parried, and Toffolo forces it over the line. And we talk about Bournemouth getting the job done. Huddersfield get the job done this season as well, don't they? And they are in third. They've played more games than everyone else in the top half other than Blackburn, but 66, nice total. And, you know, there's people breathing down their neck, but they're doing what they need to. Now, you can see it was a bad run before, and this was especially after that red card, this was one that was there for the winning. And, I mean, 10 points from the last 6. 76, I suspect that will be more than enough. Well, let's not say more than enough. I suspect that will be enough, put it that way, unless we do get some crazy runs from the likes of Middlesbrough, Luton, Forest, Sheffield United, Blackburn, whoever behind you name the team. Hull on the beach, they are, especially with that draw as well yesterday between Reading and Barnsley that we'll talk about, they are 12 clear of relegation. Let's have a look. Anybody for anybody here? Toffolo has come on as a player. Yeah, and he bounced about a bit, David, didn't he? What else have we got here? Looks like a lot of effort's gone into that Fulham comment, but we've got to move on, I'm afraid. Lewis, Huddersfield are in a really good spot. They've been a surprise team of the season. Yes, they have. There was more of an argument for Luton being up there because they've been sort of progressing season on season, and Huddersfield, you thought, may have been going in the other direction, but they've been tremendous, haven't they? Mr. E, Hull look a bit uninspiring at the moment, looking like taking 5th from bottom place. Yeah, quite probably. We'll see what they do in the summer with those new owners. Huddersfield, bit of an enigma to me. I think they'll get the playoffs, but I have no idea how they'll do in the playoffs. We will see. Damien, better team one on the night. What on earth was Eves doing making that tackle at the end of the first half, knowing he's always on the yellow? Yeah, I think he did have a bit of a mind blank on that one. Let's talk about Luton. It was Luton 2, Millwall 2. And I'm not so sure both sides might be kind of unhappy to, or not unhappy, let's just say, to get out of Dodge with a point from this one. Millwall especially, because they've got a quite nice run going on, haven't they? And Luton have just got to keep churning out, you know, the points. And I think Luton have got something like 12 wins in, it'll be 12 wins in 19 now, I think. So they've shown over a long period of time that they can mix it in this division. And from a Luton point of view, being they were behind twice as well, I suspect they may well be happy with this one. We've already done that game. Sorry, everybody. This is a good goal by Tom Bradshaw. Just bounces into his path, and he really takes this nice and early with the right foot, drives that into the corner. Nice finish by Bradshaw. This is a really good goal as well by Luton. You might want to consider this one for your goal of the round as well. Some really nice interplay between Bell and Adebayo, and two of our Mount Rushmore guys on the Super Stream both scored. We had Vyman and Adebayo on there this week, so they can stay on next week on the Saturday Super Stream. Great finish by Afobe, actually. Good goals in this game, generally speaking, until we're going to get an own goal for the last one. But driven across by Ollie Burke. You can still find him. Really good finish by Afobe. Just opens it out and slides it in the corner. But Luton equalised again. Sorry, bit blurry. That's not actually Jake Cooper, the front guy. Look at the guy behind is Jake Cooper. He's expecting someone to get something on that. Just cracks him on the head and goes in the goal. Normally, Jake Cooper, set plays, is causing havoc up the other end, but own goal for Cooper in this one. And again, you tell me what you think if you're a Luton or a Millwall fan. It probably, in context, they'll probably both take it and move on, won't they? Let's have a look at the tables. Luton still in there in 4th, I believe, and we'll look at all the fixtures. I think they might be playing in midweek, are they? I don't entirely remember who's up in midweek. Millwall are still in there. And what I will say about Millwall, we researched all the fixtures and the opponents. I believe I remember, you can check the video out on the channel, the next 5 games are all right for Millwall. Okay, so let's get your thoughts in on the game. And we better say a big thank you, a huge thank you. Golden around Bradshaw, 100th league goal back from injury, and I'll drink to a £5 super chat all day long. Thank you very much, David. Very, very kind as well. Juicy Jake loves an own goal, unfortunately. At least two a season for him. Fairest result by far. Both teams played well from what I've seen. If the league started on December the 1st, they'd be top. Who's that? Luke? Yeah, I haven't checked it, but probably. Yeah. What else have we got in here? Really good game of football. Luton are a good side. Deserved it. Luton really go for you at the Kenny in that first half hour as well. So it would have been very interesting when Millwall took the lead. Oh, thank you, Kate. Posh on Tuesday. Okay, they'll very much fancy that one. Huddersfield on Saturday. Woof. Yeah, thank you guys for filling me. Millwall are in midweek as well. Incredible. Right, who have we got next? We need to just say before we move on to it's Posh and Middlesbrough next. Before we move on to that, let's say huge thank you to Russ, who is our fan sponsor over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Go and get involved over there. Russ is a great friend and always there on the Patreon roundtables and in the Discord server as well. If you go and get involved, unlock all of those goodies and keep in touch with all of the other Patreons who are in there. I would obviously recommend it. Hopefully someone who's a Patreon will recommend it in the chat right now. Middlesbrough, interesting, 4-0. They won at Peterborough. And what are the criticisms we've levelled at Middlesbrough through the season? Not clinical enough in front of goal, not good away from home. It's basically that, isn't it? Well, they won 4-0 away from home. So I think we can park those particularly for this round. Okay, Peterborough are right down at the bottom of the table, aren't they? But Middlesbrough, and I said this a million times on the Super Stream, next 5 games out of 7 are at home. Sorry, 5 out of the next 7, are at home. And Borough have won 8 on the trot at home as well going into that. So they set themselves up really, really nicely. Some good goals in this one. Marcus Tavernier, I think he prefers you to say, swings that one with the left foot, and you can see keeper just leaning to his right, and he's going to swing it in the far corner. Good goal by Tavernier. That is Balogun on the back post, gets the second one from a Howson assist there. And we criticised Middlesbrough strikers this season. All going to score in this game, for goodness sake. Here comes Josh Coburn off the bench. He's the youngster who scored against Spurs. He forces that one over the line. This is a really good goal by Watmore as well, who's always been good at running in behind at pace. And he smacks that one near post top corner. I'm sure Middlesbrough fans know what football fans are like. They'll probably be like, Ben, I prefer if we just won 2 and save some of that clinical finishing for other games. But look, if that boosts the confidence, they've won 2 away on the trot now, haven't they? I think they beat Birmingham, didn't they? And then someone fact-checked me on that. I think they've won 2 away on the trot. Looking very good. Is that Peterborough gone now? Especially given that Derby won as well. I don't know whether that makes that much difference. But you tell me in the chat. Let's have a look at the table. Middlesbrough, 5th. They basically sort of swapped places with Sheffield United, didn't they? One had a nice jump up. The other one, a bit of a nasty fall down, but looking good. Middlesbrough, look, 10 points in 5. We love 2 points per game here on the channel. They've got games in hand on everyone except Bournemouth and Forest, who might be an absolute nuisance for everybody. But Middlesbrough, yeah, I like it. Peterborough, I don't particularly like it. 26 points from 39 is horrendous, especially when you consider others have had points deductions, only 6 wins, 80 conceded, and that on the back of a rare away win at QPR last time out. What else have we got then? Let's see in the chat. Middlesbrough Fulham on Wednesday. Oh, you love it, Mr. E. You love it. There we go. Middlesbrough next game is very, very interesting. Peterborough all but down. Tough running playing top teams. Yeah, it's not going to help, is it? Posh are gone at this rate. Classic Norwich League One. But that's Rotherham, isn't it? What else in here? Middlesbrough have been rather poor on the road. Just goes to show you never know. And look, playoff final is going to be on the road is all I'll say there. But hey, neutral venue rather than an away game. Middlesbrough set for a playoff push Is Grant McCann saving his new manager bounce for next season? Maybe so. Coventry 2, Blackburn 2. Everybody, get your comments in on that one. Coventry 2, Blackburn 2. Coventry love a late equaliser, don't they? And they nailed this one again. Blackburn looked like they might be been saying about QPR and Blackburn falling off a cliff in terms of that playoff race. Could have been a really important win, but we said, didn't we? Coventry away. Not the one. Not the one. It's been a difficult away ground for a lot of teams this season. Let's check out the goals. Where am I looking? Oh, an own goal from outside the box, anybody? How about that? Poor old Pickering just gets his feet in the muddle, gets across some covers. Is that O'Hare? I think. And sticks it past his own keeper. Maybe, look, no, we can't blame the keeper there. He's got to be ready and on his toes, hasn't he? It's one of those. Move on. Coventry lead. But here come Blackburn. And I'm really pleased Bradley Dack is back and scoring. Horrible injuries, really good player. And that's his first goal back and a header as well. Who'd have thunk it? And a really good header, this one by Wharton. We had, like the Atkinson one for Bristol City, a couple of old school corner, centre half up, not it in the corner. Wharton puts it in for 2-1. Victor Gyökeres, though, 90 plus 9, I think. On the back post, there's a horrible bit of defending there. Is it Nyambe? Or is it? I think it might be Nyambe. Just switches off for that 5 seconds. It's a nice cross in, but go and watch it back. He's in front of him. He doesn't have to do too much to get there. And Gyökeres heads it in. And Coventry, who, as I say, love a late equaliser, do it again. Fair play to the Sky Blues, gutting for Blackburn, who thought they were going to get an important win. Amazingly, I was talking to Ben HD about this on Championship 365, which is available on YouTube this week, actually, so check it out. It's Blackburn just clinging on in there. They've been such a poor output over, 10, 12 games now. They're still in the top 6, though. But look behind them. Everybody's got games in hand now, and they're in striking distance. So, look, a pick-me-up will do it. Mr. Ben Brereton Diaz is back and ready to go now. It looks like. So, Coventry just tantalisingly far away. I think it's done for them. But a few Cov fans have been telling me, look, they're still going to have a say in this because they play a few of the challengers coming up, don't they? Let's have a look here. Lovely ball in from Darbo. Yeah, it was a nice cross in, wasn't it? Glad Bradley Dack is playing. Very good player. Gyökeres, the best headed goal I've seen in many years. Oh, as a Coventry fan, I'm thinking Keith Houch in there, Vinny. A huge blow for Blackburn. Could prove, those 2 points could prove fair. And the confidence as well. There he is. Matt, I haven't checked, actually. I assume he was there and at the game. Loving life. Never leave early at Cov. 10th 90-plus minute goal of the season. That's not by luck when it happens 10 times, isn't it? Diaz leaving Blackburn for Fulham. So, yeah, maybe. That adds up, doesn't it? Tom, baffling game of two halves. Playoffs gone. That's all about ruining other people's seasons. I'm sure he means that in the best possible way. I'd be scared if I was Blackburn. Well, they've not been good for a while, James, have they? Not been good at all. Yeah, great to see Dak back. And, of course, Bielik as well. We had two really good Championship players who had horrible luck with injuries. Forest v Coventry on Wednesday. Oh, this running is tremendous, isn't it? You absolutely love to see it. Right, let's move on. I've got to do some kind of plug first. What's on my running order? I've got to plug the merchandise. There we go. Do get involved over at the merch store, which if I click this button, you will learn can be found at www.benjaminbluemerch.store. And you can grab yourself a t-shirt, a mug, don't be a mug, a phone case, a hoodie, a sweater, all of that good stuff over at the merch store. I think if you're watching on YouTube right now, it will be just underneath the video as well. Nice way to support the channel. I know a lot of people super chat. All you get is my goodwill for that. You actually get some merch if you head over to the merch store as well. Make sure you send me a picture of you modeling whatever you buy, and I will tweet that out as well. Very, very much appreciated. Where are we going next, guys? We are going to, the early kickoff on Saturday. Blackpool 1, Forest 4. Get your comments in on this one. I think everybody kind of fancies Forest to be a nuisance. And we all looked at it and thought, okay, Blackpool away, that will test them. They were 4-0 up before I'd finished my lunch, for goodness sakes. Great win for Forest. Get your comments. Blackpool 1, Forest 4. I'm looking up there. Crikey, 13 points in the last 5 games from Forest. The question I keep asking about Forest is that have they got the legs to keep this up? Certainly in sprint mode at the moment, aren't they, Forest? Looking very, very nice. Here are the goals. And I think even the most hardened Forest fan will admit this opener was very lucky, wasn't it? Zinkernagel's got 2 blocking him. He hits the shot. Where does it go? Loops over everybody into the back of the net. This is a lovely finish, though, by Brennan Johnson for number 2. He gets the third as well. It's a really bad goal from a Blackpool point of view, but they give the ball away, playing out from the back. But Johnson nicks in there, dinks it over the keeper. So you're going to get 10 and 10 on the goals and assists. I think he is, isn't he? And this is a really nice goal as well. I think is it Lolly that plays it in? It's McKenna. Wow. I just saw a left foot assist. Brilliant assist then in that case from Scott McKenna. Sucks the defender in with the pass across the pitch there. Surridge touch finish. He's been a good impact sub for them in recent weeks. Callum Connolly, the former Everton youngster, he sticks one in, pokes it in from a set play. 4-1, the only blot on Forest's copybook there, conceding that goal. But I'm sure they'll be quite happy with a 4-1. And look, we don't need to change the narrative about Forest. 7-game head start for everyone. Only scored 1 point in the first 7, didn't they? We said they need to be at it for the next 39 games. They have been. If they keep at it, they will get in the playoffs. Look at those games in hand. 3 on Blackburn, 1 on Borough, 2 on Luton. So if they maintain that form through those games in hand, they will be okay. A couple of difficult ones coming up, it has to be said, but they're in fine form, aren't they? Blackpool don't want to get, I know they're a seaside town. They don't want to get too near the beach, though. They've had good intensity, particularly in their home games. Don't want to lose it as the season ebbs out here. Let's have a look. Any comments on Forest here? Where are we going? Still not. Yeah, we should put pint glasses. Sorry, he's asked me about 10 times now, and I've said yes about 10 times as well. Forest will go up. Can't see Cooper messing up another playoff. I mean, in deference to Cooper at Swansea, Brentford were an absolute nuisance. They were like a parachute team that didn't have parachute money, weren't they? They were very, very good. Not much can be said about how good we are at the moment. Oh, confident Dylan. Best away day I've been to this season. Yeah, 4-1 win will do that for you, won't they? Difficult place to go. Johnson and Surridge clinical. Agreed. Brennan Johnson looks a better player. Yeah, he's doing fantastic, isn't he? He's been on most of our radars for a few years now. Johnson as well. Could have been second. Chris messed up the first 7 games. Well, would you have got Cooper, though? If Houghton hadn't messed up the first 7 games, you wouldn't have sacked him, and Cooper may have gone somewhere else. So, yeah, who knows? If buts and maybes. In the reality we live in, Forest did give everyone a 7 head start, and that's what they have got to deal with. As a Bournemouth fan, Forest's biggest threat for us is still a long, long way back. I think Forest, if they get playoffs, will be very, very happy with that. It would take some run and some collapse from Bournemouth, I have to say. Right, where are we going next? Oh, Sheffield United. We got any Blades in here? They had a bad day with everyone else kind of winning that they didn't want to win. Okay, Blackburn messed it up at the end, didn't they? But I think they'll be more worried about Middlesbrough and Forest, Sheffield United, and they are below both of them because they lost to Stoke. 2 sides to every story. Michael O'Neill really needed this win as well. Stoke 1, Sheffield United 0. Get your comments in on this one. And a 77th minute own goal settles this one by the incredibly reliable, and it doesn't make you unreliable just because you score an own goal, but I'll call him reliable, John Egan. You can see Timon, I think he's obviously trying to square it, and dare I say, is the striker in the middle offside? No, I think he's just on, isn't he? Possible, I don't know. Give me the sideways on view and I'll tell you. Deflects off Egan and catches out, must be following him in goal, on the near post, and Stoke get the win in this one. And as I said, boy, did they need it. Let's focus on Stoke just briefly first. excuse me, they've got back-to-back wins as well. And I said they need I think Michael O'Neill needs a really decent end of the season to keep his job, I have to say. I know there's financial stuff there that says, look, they're probably better off not getting rid of him, whatever happens. However, they can't countenance after the money they've spent Stoke being down in the bottom half again. They've got to be moving on. And this is looking good for O'Neill, particularly these last 2 games. Those last 4 games for Sheffield United, that's, only 4 points in 4. Little bit of a slip there. And when you look above them, Forest have got 10 in their last 4. Borough have got, only 7. You can see 7 for Luton as well. Bournemouth have got 10 as well. That's how you can see ground at this stage. And Sheffield United were 5th at the start of the day, I believe, dropped down to 8th. Let's have a look here. Blades away form is going to cost them 6th, possibly. I think James agrees there. Away form going to be costly if they don't improve it, especially if Middlesbrough now sort out their away form at exactly the same time we're questioning those. Very surprised if United don't get top 6. We'll see. We will see. Blades v Bournemouth. I love the end of the season. So many good ones. Cool. We've done Forest, guys. Keep your comment. Discuss amongst yourself, but I'll move on as we go. Guys, every week, this is the review show, but we also have the predictions show. You can check back and see how I did. Particularly this week, I would advise you to do it because I got 8 out of 11 possibly outcomes. Yeah, that was, I think I checked before the Birmingham game had finished. I got that one wrong, to be fair. I had West Brom to win that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But do always check out the prediction show. Get involved. Get your own predictions in. We might even put a bonus one in because there's lots of midweek-y stuff going on this week. Right, speaking of that game earlier, I don't have too much on it because it just finished before I'd had a chance to update my prep. So if you did watch Birmingham 1, West Brom 0, please right now get your comments in and you'll really be helping out. It was Lyle Taylor in the 67th minute winning this one. Looked a lovely old affair. I can see no shots on target for West Brom. And yeah, Birmingham needed that in the derby here, didn't they? So Baggies have been on good form, 8 points in 4, but defeat there. Look, they're 8 points off the playoffs now with 7 games to go. So much traffic in the way. That probably is West Brom on the beach now. Obviously, they could have been 3 points closer. Well, they only would have been 5 points away then, wouldn't they? You never know. But I don't know. 8 points feels a bit more decisively against them. Birmingham, well, I mean, look, there's only 1 defeat in the last 5. I constantly say this about Lee Bow. He's trying to organise things and solve problems and fight fires there and figure out what the hell they're going to do going forward. They've got to 45. We always say 45 to survive. Look, they're miles clear of the relegation zone, 16 clear. But let's see, we've got any comments on this one. Great result, but boring for 85 minutes. So I heard. West Brom out of the playoffs race now. Yeah, they're quite bad for quite a long time, Baggies as well, weren't they? BBC saying Liam Craig had a disappointment and his risk at... who are we talking about there? Liam Craig, Lee Bow and Craig Gardner, are we thinking? There you go. Mr. E agrees, expressing doubts. Lyle Taylor. Lyle Taylor is a very good penalty taker. He's taken over the Ivan Toney mantle in the Championship this season. Owen, there you go. There's a West Brom badge up there. Awful game. Concerned for us next season with hardly any out of contract. It's painful. Please, can the season just end? Sorry, Owen. Sorry. David, both teams on the beach. Dire match. First derby win for Blues in forever. Not a good watch. There you go. Take the win. Take the W, Birmingham fans, and enjoy that one. And take the W, Derby fans, because it was Derby 1, Preston 0. Get your comments in on this one. And the manager of the team I support has said the last few weeks, we've kept the season alive for another week. And that's kind of what Derby have done here. I mean, it's open to interpretation as to what Derby would have wanted to happen in the Barnsley versus Reading game. A draw is fine because neither of them stuck 3 points on the board. So this weekend, I think, worked out all right for Derby, really, didn't it? However, couple of red cards in this game and a pretty late goal, actually. Ravel Morrison, who's decided that he's going to be a consistent footballer after many years of not being a consistent footballer. And he gets the winner on 80 minutes. But a couple of red cards first. To be quite honest, I didn't really have any issues with either of them, I have to say. I think we're definitely in denial of obvious goal-scoring opportunity there. You can see Lawrence is going to get a shot off if he isn't taken down by Lindsay there. Out comes the red card. And Bird knows here if he gets to that one second. I know it's not written in the rules that way in terms of the foot being that high up, but it'll then go into the wording of endangering opponent. Didn't look like excessive force, but I think endangering opponent, etc., especially when there's been a red card for the other team. You know the red's coming out again, don't you? Good goal this actually by Morrison. The ball's bouncing about, and it's a kind of scissor kick volley, isn't it? And he manages to fire that one in the corner to get Derby the win. And again, I'll use the words of the Ipswich managers, keep the season alive for another week. So the gap is 6 points from Derby up to Reading. Reading have a game in hand. Derby have a good home record. Look, they've got to win a couple of away games between now and the end of the season to get it anywhere close. But you know how it is, guys. Reading lose the next game or the next couple or whatever. Derby win the next game. Barnsley slip up and it could be 31 and 34. And we always say it, don't we, at the end of every season, if you can get it to the last game, there's always a chance. It's helpful to get it level on points by the last game as well, but there's always a chance if they can do it. Slim chance maybe now, but I mean, we always say this about Derby. Add the 21 points on, they'd be up above Cardiff, wouldn't they, in 17th? But ifs, buts, and maybes. Respect for Rooney and Derby keeps growing. Dave Dandy, feel like we might do something special. Who? Tell me who. Still think Derby will go down too much to make up with less games to go. Looks that way, doesn't it? But hey, it just got to score either 4 or 6 points from the next games, haven't they? Great result for Derby. Late Reading goal would have hurt them. Yeah, you can argue that both ways, JC, as well. They certainly wouldn't have wanted Barnsley going on the 3 points. But yeah, you're probably right in respects of you're shooting at 21st, aren't you? Not 22nd. So I do take your point. Derby need results away from home. Yeah, I agree with that. Derby keep the season alive for another week. Can't see them staying. Again, it's hard to argue it, isn't it? We will fight till the end. There you go. Derby keep winning after a break, but lack squad depth to follow up. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Derby hanging in there. Yeah, I think, Stephen, the Reading draw helps. So you just don't want either of those teams getting on a run, but it does still now kind of look like Derby need everything to go in their favour now, and they need to. I keep saying winning 3 and 4 games is the way to push the needle. Now it's got to be that much, hasn't it? With so few games remaining. Where are we going next? Let's just do oh wow, we got 74 likes. So can I put the shout out for a like spike, please? If you're watching the review show right now, please do hit that like button. See if you can get us over 100 likes. I would be so chuffed with that on a show that's not hours long like the Saturday Super Stream. Is hit that like button if you're watching right now. Really helps us. I know it's a silly little bit of fun with the like spikes, but it does help us climb the rankings. Hopefully we can reach new people and draw them in and get that chat moving. Even more opinions in there. It's just gone up to 92. Amazing support from everybody watching now. I thank each and every one of you. And I'm sure the Swansea fans are going to thank me for talking about this now. How about this? In a local derby, going away, Cardiff 0, Swansea 4. I had Cardiff to win this one. I think I went for a beach ball score. I think I went 3-2 Cardiff. Swansea smashed it, didn't they? 4-0. The Swans get the win. And get your comments in on this one. And it was just going their way right from the word go. Good goal, this one, actually. Nicely worked into Obafemi on 6 minutes. Jamie Patterson, who's been pretty decisive when he's been at it for Swansea this season, if that's not a contradiction in terms. You know what I'm saying, don't you? Obafemi gives them the lead. This is a great finish by Cabango, actually. If he meant this to go exactly how he did, he shades across the ball. I don't know what the golf term is, to cut across it and swing it back. Fade, is it? And swings it in the corner. Lovely goal by Cabango for 2-0. And then it's one of those where the game just gets away from Cardiff, doesn't it? Back stick there, that is Hannes Wolf from Cyrus Christie's Hang Up. And then another one late on, actually not that late, 82 for Obafemi from Wolf's assist. Cool as you like, Obafemi just sticks it in the top corner and he is in good form. And it's been a bit of an iffy season for both of the Welsh clubs, but Swansea will remember this, and this is the first time, as we said 1,000 times in the Saturday Super Stream, the first time that either of the South Wales teams have done the double over the other in the history of this fixture. What does it mean? Precious little other than the bragging rights. So they're both on the beach, aren't they? But Swansea have a 5-point gap and a game in hand in terms of finishing above their South Wales rivals. Almost cried after the Cabango goal. Did he mean to slice that in like that so expertly for a centre-back? T Miller, well, fair play to T Miller, who's turned up and he's in the chat as well. As a Cardiff fan, the less I say about yesterday, the better. Fair play for fronting up, though, T Miller. Well done. William, there's only one team in Wales. His words, not mine. I've been winding up my Cardiff friends all day. Best performance I've ever seen. Happy days. Congratulations, all you Swansea fans. Commiserations, Cardiff fans. Off to London for a 2-nighter to watch Millwall v Swans. On a high, unbelievable scenes in the way. You can't beat an away derby win. Can you? Where are we looking? Any other comments here? A first double, highest ever derby game scoreline. Wow. Lots of quality, couldn't be happened. Makes up for a frustrating season. Obafemi looks like, Obafemi. Is he there full time then? Did they sign him permanently? I thought they got him on loan. I could be wrong about that though. I was at the game, Damien. I actually cried. There you go. An emotional day indeed. Daniel, best game I've been to. Unbelievable limbs. Yeah, congratulations, you Swans fans on that one. And I have been on the reverse of Ipswich getting absolutely mullered at home to Norwich once. So Cardiff fans, I know exactly how. In fact, Russ Martin scored in that game for Norwich. So he loves an away derby win. And yeah, congratulations to the Swans on that one. Bear them in mind for performance of the week, team of the round, when that one indeed comes up. Right, finally, guys, sorry, I'm going long here. I told the missus this would be a 30-minute show. We're 42 minutes in now. What are you going to do? Reading and Barnsley, we build this really as the match of the day. I've got to do it last because they're the lowest ranked fixture in this round. And what did we say going into this? To be fair, I predicted a 1-1 draw, so we got that one right. And we said, do we trust either team to get the job done? And Reading just knew, they really, really knew, don't lose. Do not lose this game. I think this is a perfectly serviceable, good result for Reading. Obviously, you prefer the win, but just don't lose. And they were behind. And I think the equaliser came reasonably late, didn't it? 82 minutes. Josh Laurent, again, he's turned into a goal machine, and two really important goals for him. Carlton Morris, really nice finish. That one slams that one in with the right foot from Bassey's assist on 5 minutes. And then those poor Barnsley fans, they were in the lead then for the next 77 minutes. But Laurent, he steps over it. It bounces back to him, a bit pinball-y, but then he sticks it in the net from just outside the 6-yard box. And Laurent erect the statue very soon if he keeps scoring important goals. Got the winner against Blackburn last time out. And the reason this was so important, it was for a Reading point of view. It was all about keeping Barnsley at arm's length. From a Barnsley point of view, they really had a chance to reel in a direct rival, the most direct rival there. Obviously, that could have been Reading on 33 and Barnsley on 31. However, the 5-point gap maintains, and I maintain, it might not even be 2 wins now for Reading. A win and a draw for Reading would take them to 38 now. Are Barnsley going to score 10 points in their last 7? Possibly. So maybe 2 wins would do it now for Reading in those last 7 games, I would have thought. But you never know. Strange streaks happen. Barnsley did one themselves, didn't they? A couple of seasons ago. Shout out for the limbs in the away. Lots of limbs this weekend. You love to see it. Reading more than deserved a point at the time of the goal. Oh, Laurent was playing 10, was he? Okay, not a defensive midfielder there. Swift wide left. It worked. You're right. That's how the goal came. If Ince keeps Reading up, well, that's a very good question. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. They've just got to stay up now. Reading need Zhao to get his scoring boots on. He was pretty consistent up until a few games ago, wasn't he? Reading have to be clear now. It's looking more and more inevitable and more dire for the bottom three, agreed. Reading keeping Barnsley at arm's length. Could say job done, agreed. What else have we got? Unhelpful draw for both teams, in my opinion. Oh, I don't agree with you, Damien, there. I think it's perfectly fine for Reading. It was all about not losing in this one, given the gap. But other opinions are always welcome here on the review show. Reading now pragmatic. Inter surprised me. Think they will survive. There we go. We're going to go on to team of the round and goal of the round in a second. You can, if you've enjoyed the show, support via Super Chat. Just hit that dollar button right near where you leave your comments. Thank you, David, who did earlier. Every little helps around here as we try and do this for a living. It'll always be free here on YouTube, but you can, of course, support. There is no obligation to via Super Chat, and we appreciate everybody who does. Right, are you ready for team of the round and goal of the round? Here we go. Okay, team of the round. Get your votes in right now. Just give me the name of the team. Remember, my normal please, let's make this not a tribal partisan place and just automatically where you vote for the team that you support, whatever they did, even if they won 1-0 against someone with 10 men who's rubbish. Try and vote for the club. Vote dispassionately here. It's not about who you support. It's about who the team of the round is. I have to say I'm fixed towards the three teams that scored 4 goals away from homes. So that is Forest, Borough. I would go for Swansea personally. They're my pick this week. 4-0 away in your local derby. But get your votes in. Just please vote honestly and don't automatically just vote for the team you support. We don't need cheerleaders here. We want to know who you think did have the most impressive week. Where are we going to start here? Right, Swans, Forest, Derby, Swans, Borough, Swans, Borough, Forest, Swans, Forest, Swans, Borough. It's quite close between Borough and Swansea. Joe, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to pop you in timeout because you're spamming my chat up here. No comment. I think you're allowed to vote for Swansea this week. Alex, championship only. This is the championship review show. Forest, but should we give it as a tie? Look, we acknowledge Forest had a great win as well, but the most votes were for Swansea and Borough. So we'll give it as a tie for Swansea and Borough. And we are going to move on to goal of the round. Again, I'll give my normal advice here. It normally falls on deaf ears, I have to say, when you see badges of certain clubs coming up and who they vote for. But please don't automatically vote for a player that plays. Try and vote for what you think was actually the best goal of the round, not the one you've got a poster of on your wall. I like Sam Surridge's goal for Nottingham Forest. I like that one a lot. I like Adebayo's goal for Luton. I like Tavernier's goal, but I always tend to go for a couple of quick passes over a long ranger. Quite like Mitrovic's goal. That's really good work by Carvalho, the opener. Vote for who you want, but please don't automatically vote for someone who plays for the team you support. That can be very transparent and not really very helpful for our credibility of our polls here. Leave our bias at the door. I'll let that run a little bit longer. Who is your goal of the round? I think we've got plenty of votes in. Let's see if we get a unanimous, couldn't figure the word there, unanimous one here. Right, here we go. Tavernier, Bradshaw, Obafemi. Lots of people, there you go. Lots of people voting for players who play for the team they support. Tavernier, Adebayo. There you go. That's against the team he supports. That's what I'm talking about. Morrison. Yeah, there's arguments for all of these. Morrison's was really good technique, wasn't it? Tavernier. Nick, I think, supports Forest, doesn't he? He's voting for Johnson. David, I think, supports Birmingham and he's voting for Taylor. Jay supports Birmingham and he's voting for Taylor. Mark supports Forest and he's voting for... Can we, guys, please try your absolute best to not just vote for a player that players for the team you support. But look, I'll click through them. I'll assume you're doing this in good faith and not being tribal, even though it looks like a few of you are. What else have we got here? Adebayo there. Dembele, yeah, that's quite a good shout. I think we're completely mixed here. Tavernier. Not so much for Taylor, strangely, it was a penalty. I don't know who we are going for at all. Whoever's voting for some goal for Halifax or something. Wrong league. I'm just going to put you in a timeout for 5 minutes because we're struggling with the chat getting spammed there. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm going to vote for literally the next one that comes up. There you go, Nick. He's deciding it. Bradshaw. Okay, there we go. Let's move on. And I think we're all there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll figure out the schedule coming up next week because we've got kind of mini midweek round. So do tweet me and let me know what you want to see this midweek. This morning, we did do Dearly Departed. And if I'm very, very clever with my editing on the outro, I will pop that video and you'll see that appear right here. My review of Brentford's amazing win at Chelsea. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll see you soon next week. Thank you for all the likes, all the support, all the super chats. It's a lovely big over and out from me.